Good morning, happy Friday. Yes, it's Friday, which means the weekend's about here. Oh, time is fun. Let us switch over to the main screen. Excellent. I still don't trust the camera, but seems like last 2 days seems to be doing good. Excellent. Lord Mist, hello, good morning. So today, we're continuing to explore and look at WebAssembly. So last time that we left off, we were attempting to implement the game of life from the WebAssembly book, and we got we got a bunch of stuff in, but nothing worked, and I think we may have even broken it based on these error messages that I'm now seeing. So error importing index.js. So like in the bootstrap.js, it like can't find index.js, even though it's right here. Relative module specifiers must start with dot slash, which is interesting because I think bootstrap.js does indeed start with dot slash. So that's fun. Which to me, I wonder if that's actually an error outside of here. Like, do you need to be dot slash? Stacking, hello. Or are you like dot slash? Like, I don't think you should be that. Where does the build stuff go? Okay, we got dist stuff in there. Oh, should I be serving in dist? Maybe I'm serving in a wrong directory. Okay, so here's bootstrap. No. Okay, here's bootstrap. Okay, that gives us all the stuff. Maybe I should be in dist. So I got this server running. Let's go into dist and rerun that. Cannot find module exploring Wasm. Okay. So now you're trying to find exploring Wasm, but I'm guessing this is index in just dub. Where is exploring Wasm? What's in package? So do I need to go dot package exploring Wasm? Let's try that. And then I think I need to rebuild. First try and first point of the day. Awesome. Seems rare these days. Sure it's not called exploringwasm.js or exploringwasm.wasm. I think it is. So it's in here, it's in package, and I was not searching for it in package. So starting from index.js, go up one, go into package, and then it's in here. Now, if I do this, and then I do the Wasm build, I think. Is it? Oh, go to the rest web assembly book. Okay, so there's Wasm. Oh, is it Wasm pack build? It might be Wasm pack build. Shouldn't you include the file extension when importing? Usually in JavaScript, you don't need to include the like a .js. If it's anything other than .js, yes. But sort of see here. So yeah, JavaScript, the importing stuff is interesting. So you could see here is import stars Wasm from Wasm Game of Life BG. npm init Wasm app dub. Excuse me. npm install, which I think we already did that, so we should have all those dependencies. Did we do this? Bless you, now you're wide awake. Was that really loud? I'm sorry. And thank you. Did we update the dependencies properly? Dependency? No, we did. Okay, so here, dependencies exploring Wasm is file package, where we just go back out of package.json and go into package here. Now we want here to run npm run start, but I think my drop game is conflicting ports, so that makes it a problem. Okay, just rerun the wasm pack build command within the Wasm Game of Life directory. So I do wasm pack build. Didn't I install it? Did I not install it here? Did I install it in Ubuntu? So wasm pack build. Okay, that's cool. Kind of want to like start over with this, but then go slower, and then I'm not gonna do the full like Game of Life thing. I'm gonna do one sort of like exploring what the like creating these objects look like, because that's where we ran into trouble last time. So I think I might want to start over into setup. So we have rest up, rest C, and cargo. We have wasm pack. We have cargo. Huh, I don't know if I have cargo generate. I might. npm. You want us to, oh yeah, we have the latest npm. We have all that stuff. Okay, so we're gonna start this again. This time I'll name it the same as theirs. So let's come out one, and we'll do that. Project name, we'll just name it exactly Wasm Game of Life. Okay, so we can cd into that, which means I can close you. I can also stop. Let's see. You're running on. Oh, you're running on 4,000. Oh, there might be a server running on 8,000. Let's see. So you're over there. You're running a server. Okay, so close you all. So exploring the files. Okay, then we're going to do Wasm pack build. And this should work because, it's just the basic project. While that's running, let's go ahead and get VS Code going. Okay, finished with one warning and installed all those things. Your Wasm package is ready to publish in package. Okay. So this is like explaining what's in every one. Okay, so to take our Wasm Game of Life package and use it in a web page, we use the Create Wasm App JavaScript project template. So we're going to do this. Okay, so then inside of the www directory, I want to do npm install. Okay, so then we need to add this dependencies in. Specifically, okay, just for dependencies, we need to add in the Wasm Game of Life file, pointing it towards package. So we can do that in www. We have our package.json. We have dev dependencies, but no dependencies yet, so we can change that. Dependencies, and then there we go. The Wasm Game of Life pointing towards the local package directory here. Next, modify Wasm Game of Life to import Wasm Game of Life instead of the hello Wasm package. I think this just works, right? Oh no, okay, so this is index.js. So www index.js to do this. So index.js in here. We have to run npm install again. Jazzy Bashir Rest. Good morning. Hello. Oh, thank you very much, Jazzy. I hope they're helpful to you. Okay, so it found a package and added that one. Now npm run start. So we'll see whether or not, I think this fails because it's trying to run Webpack server and there's port conflicts, right? Project is running at 8080. Okay, let's try loading up 8080, which I think is right here. That's 8081. 8080, okay, yeah, so we have this weird upgrade required, and I think that's because it's like some weird thing happening with Webpack here. And it's, let's see, so here it is, localhost 8080 is what it says. Oh, wait. The dev server is 8080? And it's also serving on 8080 for the normal server? That doesn't seem right. Oh, I remember. We had Danny Fritz was on last time, and he was suggesting that we go in and update our Webpack config to include like a dev server. We need to go look that up really quickly. So we can tell it what port to actually listen on, because apparently it's not listening on the right port. So we're going to go cd code playgrounds, not that one, that one. Make this nice and big for us. We believe that this is in dub. There's the Webpack config. Okay, so dev server, this is what we added. Dev server port 8082. What's the shell that I'm using? I'm using ZSH, and then specifically oh my ZSH. Just sort of like auto set that up, and I'm just doing vanilla oh my ZSH. Okay, so bring that in. You're using Starship. I've heard of Starship. How do you like it? Okay, so we have you set up. If I now run you from over here, no, yes, from here, right here. Now it should run it with 8082 as the target. You really like it? I should give it a try. Is it a completely different shell, or is it like a theme? It's more like a theme. So is it a theme for ZSH? That sounds pretty cool. Let me add it to my list. Check out Starship. Works on Bash and Windows. Okay, so terminal theme for Windows bash. Cool. Added to my list. All right, so here we have this Hello Wasm Game of Life. And so this is just a standard pop-up. I don't think I can make that. I don't think I can make this bigger because it's just a standard alert box. But if we come and explore it, inside of our package, we have this Wasm. No, that's not that one. Where's our, oh, it's source. Source main library. Here's this alert doing Hello Wasm Game of Life. So if I change this to Hello Chat, hit enter there. Right, I forgot. Rust Analyzer goes crazy with this. It's telling me I need an unsafe block because it's an FFI, but it compiles and runs, meaning I don't actually need an unsafe block. So Rust Analyzer is actually not helping me very much here. Okay, so every time I do this, I need to come back to you. And I think run Wasm pack build. Oh wait, do I? No, I think it automatically built it for me again. I feel like Wasm bindgen is putting in the unsafe block behind the scenes. Okay, that would make sense. That would make sense. Okay, so if I do that, I hit refresh, now we see hello chat. Now if I make a change to that and don't save, like we just put a bunch of exclamation points. I did save, but we don't see any updates to that. So I do in fact need to quit the server, rerun Wasm pack build, although I can do that from inside of the www directory because it knows to go back out, find the code, build from there. So that's nice. And then I can run start again. And then we get the exclamation points and all these changes that we made. Sure, you gotta restart the server and rebuilding isn't enough. Oh, I guess another question is, could I, let's get out of here, we don't need you anymore. Could I, let's see, where, it is Wasm Game of Life here. If I make a change to that code, so let's do hello world, hit return. Just as a check, okay, this hasn't updated yet. The server is still running. So over here, I'm gonna now do Wasm pack build with the server still running. Okay, yeah, so basically we'd have one terminal with the server running, and it doesn't need to like detect that the JavaScript changes, like JavaScript files are changed or anything else. It'll capture those. Cargo has a feature where you can see what code a macro is writing. I like to check it out whenever I use a macro. Cargo expand. Ooh. Let's try that. So if I do cargo expand, I guess is that, do I need to install that? Cargo expand, wrapper around Rusty, pretty expanded, show the results of a macro expansion and derive. Okay, so I could do cargo install cargo expand. That install blows your mind every time? Cause it's decently fast here, or what? When I got this system and when I bought it, I chose the one that had the largest cache. I really need to suck up to my wife about getting a 3950X ASAP. Yeah, it doesn't go as fast for you, but your CPU is better at single-threaded performance. Yeah, so I basically, knowing that Rust does a lot of multi-thread stuff, like especially with installing and testing and other things, I really went for something can handle threads, and then I also went for something that has a large cache, because I know that as it's reading through, it's loading things into the cache, and then using those, and we have cache misses, it really slows things down. So if things are written correctly in Rust, which often they are, then it should be using that cache really, really efficiently. My CPU only has 4 cores, but runs at 5 gigahertz. Right, but like, again, if you need you need a lot of these because it's going to take up all of my cores to install all of these. It's kind of like funny how that works, because the compilation stage, especially since I'm compiling, well, this one is optimized, so it takes longer to compile. Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. Okay, so I installed that, so now I think I can do cargo expand. Okay. Oh, I have to have nightly. So rest up, install you. Oh, rest up, install nightly works. Oh, I missed that. But thanks for letting me know. I will definitely do that next time. Okay, so we've got that. Back to you again. So I wonder if it has to, oh, okay, cool. So here we see prelude import. I don't have to care about that. Let's see, prelude import, allow Clippy all. Wait, where's the one that we're caring about? Wait a second, here it looks like it is, because I see this alert hello world. Interesting, okay. So mod utils use bindgen include. So it's showing us these other, let's see, okay, so function alert takes in a string. Target architecture, okay, so it sets the target architecture to Wasm 32, not mscripton. Interesting. Okay, yeah, so it wraps it around an unsafe. Creates this function with this interesting name. I wonder if that's like a random string so it won't accidentally collide with each other. Where we have the string as, okay, a very specific, interesting string renamed as this, or this renamed as, okay. Return nothing, drop S immediately, and then begin a panic, cannot call when. Okay. So take in the string and then just drop it. Like, I don't see it doing anything with that string. Are you sure that these are unsafe blocks though? But like, I'm not I haven't used unsafe very much, at like none at all with actual real code. So I can't say for certain that I fully understand what is happening here. So we get the return value, that s equals our stream. So we get this s. Now this is the same as this. Okay, so call this function. And then return nothing. And then we have our public greet. Oh, but it's not, okay, as you say, it's not wrapped in unsafe. It doesn't add an unsafe block, but it makes the FFI function safe. Interesting. Very fascinating. Sort of like see what they're doing here. I don't think I could like write this code on my own. At least not yet, but it's interesting to knowing that I can do this. So this is Cargo Explorer after installing the Cargo Explorer extension. Okay, so not really yoinks the whole extern block out and adds its own stuff. Expand, not Explorer. Cargo expand, not Explorer. Okay, thank you. Yeah, the command I did was cargo expand, and then to get that I had to install nightly, and then I can do cargo install cargo expand. So those are the three things in order to like get this printed out. Now if we come back to here, we have this greet that's an alert. Now if we look into the book a little bit more, what I'm really interested in is the next steps, which is trying to get like data structures passed back and forth. So looking at the rules, yeah, I don't care about that. We're not going to actually implement it this time, or at least we're not going to try. What I want to do here is we're going to start with this struct. So we're going to have this Wasm bindgen pub struct universe, and I want to see what that ends up looking like down here. So let's do a Wasm bindgen. Oh, and before I forget, I'm going to turn on the line highlighter. So we're going to do a pub struct universe, and let's just put something in it. Like we'll just have x is an F32. And that's all I want. I just want to see that what universe looks like for us. So we do need to recompile this. So this is going to be Wasm pack build. Then I come back to here, hit refresh. I don't care about you calling wasm.greet. What I care about is console.log. What do we call this? Universe. So I wonder if I can just do universe like that. And it should print out the universe for me. Universe is not defined. Okay, so you didn't get exported like this. I created you. Do you need to be a function for me to get that? So from Wasm Game of Life. Or do you must be like functions? So like, do I have to do another function? So pub function log me. So if I start with just a console.log, hello. If we do this, hit save. You don't like this. Let's see, so you're in Wasm bindgen, public function greet, public function log me. Oh, do I have to tell it? Oh, I have to tell it that there's this alert thing here. So I have to do function console. But it doesn't know about this log. No method name log found for in function console in the current scope. Console is a function, perhaps you wish to call it. This is like, C, can I? Extern C. Do I also have to put like the universe in here then? Maybe, or maybe I can't even do, what is it, Wasm bindgen, I think we're looking at. Wait, just take me right back to the book. Oh, it's a different book. Okay. Okay, so if I want to do console log, oh, interesting. Okay, so we would have to in here do a Wasm bindgen JS namespace console, and then I can do a log inside of that, and then I can do using a macro console log. Wait, do I have to create a macro for this? You should not use JS methods in Wasm, or use Wasm for data calculation, return them and console log them in JS file at the end. Yeah, I guess that makes more sense. Like sort of have JavaScript work back and forth. Apparently it looks like we could do full just JavaScript like replacement in Wasm. Like that's an option. But I think you're right. I think the idea would be if we just say this as like hello, just change you to hello. We take in a do I have to tell you that I'm gonna return a string like that? And then in hello, I'm gonna return a string, and we're just gonna say hello world. The name hello is defined multiple times because I want hello here. Oh, it's not, okay. This gets ignored because that's a JavaScript thing that I'm defining. So it's just hello. Do I have access to hello now in here? I'm just trying to explore around and see other, ooh, it did not like that at all. Other, like, just sort of like play around, expand upon what we have here and create like other functions that I can use inside of JavaScript. This was very, very unhappy. It filled up my my terminal history, so I can't actually go to the top. Failed to execute Wasm opt executed with exit code 1. That's lovely. So what I want to do is I want to create this function hello that returns a string that I can then call from JavaScript, get that string back. Because like this allows me to take in a string from JavaScript and it calls alert. Let's say we don't do that. If I try that, how do you feel? Still terrible. Let's type to less and see what we got here. Destination and source slices have different length. So it looks like some automated tests failed. Not sure how you do this here, but in CFFI, you do something like extern system in hello to string. Okay, so right, so we have this extern C here. I wouldn't need to do the type, right? Or am I just going to do a reference to a string? And it's like, that's what I'm returning. Like that. And then, now, the borrow checker should yell at me, right? You should yell at me saying, I need, yeah, I can't return a borrowed ref. Do I need to make it like a static stir? Oh, don't do that, okay. Cannot be known at compile time. So interesting, okay, so here we're defining alert, but then just completely different function. This is how I would do it in C. Let's take a look at that. Extern C, function ABS, input I32, return I32. Interesting. Now that's returning like an function ABS. The top one is not what you want since that's the other way around. Try to return a simple int and then try string. Okay, yeah, I think that's a good idea. Let's try returning like an I32. And we'll turn like 25. So now, just like, we'll just do random number. Like that'll be our function, a random number. I'm still very confused why Rust has no type alias for a static stir. Yeah, I don't know why that is either. Okay, so we're able to build that. Random number equals 25 makes sense. Hey, it's random. This is random. I just pulled it out of thin air. We just have the same seed. It was randomly selected, yeah. Insert what is it? Insert appropriate XKCD here. Let's see. What did I call this again? It was just a random number. So if I copy that, come back to you, hit you, and try to run you as a function, then inside of you, random number is not defined, so it doesn't know how to import this from Wasm Game of Life. But greet is defined here, because when I run this, we get this. Hello Wasm Pack. So it knows greet, it doesn't know random number. Hold on. Greet. So Wasm bind gen, I'm doing that. Public function greet. Where else is greet defined? That's not doing anything for us. In index.js, wait, this is happening. Hold on. So then in this case, I want random number like that, and will you work? Export random number was not found in hello Wasm Pack. Let's see. Wasm.name. Okay, yeah, let's try that. Do I need to go back until I find... Yeah. Oh, as Wasm, you're right. It was... Okay, so Wasm dot random number. Function random number, I need to call it. It did find it, so that's a good sign. So there you go, 25. Our truly random number here. In JS, if you port as something, you need to use something dot. Yeah, I forgot that it was an as and not just import star. So thank you, thank you, Malkianar and Lord Mizd. Okay, so we have that. Then in that case, the universe thing probably would have worked. I just was doing it wrong. So if I now add in Wasm bindgen, do a pub struct universe, and I'll just put like an X F32 inside of it. If I just do that by itself, I should see a class universe, I think, inside of Wasm here. So now I want to do console.log wasm.universe. Let's just see what that is. 25 and then undefined. Oh wait, I need to rebuild it. I forgot. This isn't finishing. Interesting. What exactly is what actually is WebAssembly made for? From my understanding, WebAssembly is a binary target. Well, I guess it's not binary. It's there's like two types of WebAssembly. It seems like there's like more of a binary form, and then there's a human readable assembly style form, but it's not actually assembly. It's not actually binary. It's something weird mixed between. But it's a compile target for other languages, which could include JavaScript, that a browser could just basically load up and execute without having to like parse through and do all of its JavaScripty stuff, which slows things down. So it can run things extremely fast behind the scenes. It's not made to get rid of stupid JS. It's not actually like its goal isn't to do that. Although I read a conference talk that said like eventually it might, but we're talking many years down the line. Not in the near term. And then I think I missed. It would be cool if Wasm bindgen automatically changes the function name to the language's naming convention, so random number would in Rust would turn into random number in JS. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. JS must die. I make my money in JS right now, so at least don't die until like I'm good for it. Okay, so I killed that and tried again. What happened? Failed to open this file, failed to execute. Okay, then I just try again and it works. Cool. So here it is, we have a class universe. Now, wouldn't you much rather make your money with Wasm West? I mean, yes, but I'm not ready for that yet. So, well, one of the reasons why I'm learning it now is because I do see that this is going to be like more of the future for like applications. I really think that browsers are going to become a virtual machine essentially that runs our code. Okay, so we see that this is a class. Universe is a class. I can go ahead and hide you. Let's come back to our main library here. If I put these side by side, hide them. So we have our index.js, and then we have this this Rust code. This is a class in here. So if I now want to impl off of universe, and I want to create a pub function new that returns. We're trying self recently, so we're just gonna say self, and x is gonna be a random number. Totally don't know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a random number. Will that work? Oh right, we need you to be a here as F32. Sure. Now, if I do that, we rebuild this again. It gets frozen here sometimes, and I don't know why. If I quit out of it, I wait a little bit of time, it fails. I then rerun it, it succeeds. That's not a good sign. I don't like that at all. Let's see. Is it even possible to find a job with Rust? Yes, it is possible. there are more and more jobs in Rust, but right now I think it's people with like lots of experience with Rust. I don't know if anybody's hiring people that don't have experience with Rust and then training them up yet. That will probably come soon. Google and Apple are currently hiring Rust devs by the hundreds. Cloudflare keeps going at a major hiring speed, but not as much as Apple at the second. Microsoft just hired a couple thousand. Yeah, all the jobs you listed are super high-end jobs. Not surprising, but like eventually they're gonna want people to like work on implementation stuff, and it just becomes a normal thing. So, what is it? There's we're crossing the chasm as it's called. Basically, there's this gap where it's like early adopters are here, and then the mainstream is here, and we're like in the middle of this crossing the chasm with Rust. As soon as it comes mainstream, that's when you're going to start to see like startups hiring for like, hey, we're just going to make a web dev stuff instead of Java. We're going to use Rust. You're going to start to see that probably in Silicon Valley first, because they always try new things first. And then it'll just sort of spread from there. Yeah, Microsoft and Apple are doing kernel rewrites, but I'm thinking it's probably still going to be like another 10 years before we start to see it like literally everywhere. Like that seems to be how long it took for like Python to take over, or like Node.js. Starship isn't a shell, but a prompt. Right. It's like a theme type thing that we can add in, right? All right. So here I've added in a new method onto universe, this class. So what I wanted to be able to do is I want to be able to call new on this. And so the question is, do I call new? So here's what I want to do. I want to add in a debugger statement that will pause code execution. Did I run this? Yeah, I think I did. That pauses code execution in the middle of this statement. But what it means is I now have access to Wasm dot Wasm dot universe, which we see as a class.